Hello, welcome back to the We Are City channel for the FC25 career mode rebuild of Manchester City. In the last episode, 3 really good results actually. A win against Villa, a win against Wolfsburg and a win against Manchester United. In today's episode, we kick off with 2 massive away games within 2 days of each other, so the side won't have a chance to rest. We're going to have to rotate and trying to find a balance between which team plays in which games. Chelsea away from home, the league leaders, up against them early part of the season as well. Then it's Real Madrid away from home. Then there's Fulham at home, which maybe we simulate, maybe we play depending on where they are in the league table. I mean, then there's Newcastle away going into the month of December as well. And then 2 days later we have Everton. 2 days later we have Sparta Prague. 3 days later is Burnley. 2 days later Luton. 3 days later West Brom. 4 days later Leeds. 3 days later Leicester before we get into January. This is really a massive little period of the season which will really test us to see how we will do this year. This is the most difficult part of the season, without a doubt. Well, Chelsea are league leaders, and looking at their side you can see why. Undefeated so far this season, yet to lose a single game. Petrovic has returned from his loan, he's their first choice goalkeeper. A few former Manchester City youth players in there, in Lavia and Cole Palmer, who've been shining. Jorgensen, Tosin, Madueke and Kunku, Nicholas Jackson, Palacios brought in from Bayer Leverkusen, Enzo Fernandez expected not to start. Zacchini on the left-hand side is a bit of an interesting one, considering the money they've spent, he's been a starter for them. And Jonathan David, brought in from Lille, I think on a free transfer, he is their starting striker and the one who's been fantastic so far this season. Well, match day against Chelsea, and this is the side we're going to go with. Joao Costa will start in goal. It's Frimpong, Diaz, Ake back and in the side alongside Varda in that back four. Captain Rodri partners Edison in the midfield too. Xavi gets the nod ahead of Phil Foden on that right hand side. Savinho on the left, and it's Haaland Marmoush through the middle. They've got lots of impact substitutions. Doku, McAtee, Foden, Nico, Wharton, Cambiasso, Kusanov and also Kanji on the bench. So Stamford Bridge here for the big tie. First versus, I think we're still in 4th or 3rd. Top of the table Chelsea, undefeated, coming up against Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. And we can make a statement early on in the season if we were to come here and beat Chelsea. They've been in great form and performing really well. Chelsea have found a way back into the side with Axel Disasi, who not only starts for the Chelsea side today, Enzo Maresca's side, but he captains the team. They've had a really good start to the season, undefeated. The front line's playing really well. The midfield's very strong. Cole Palmer shining, Jonathan David as well, the front line. And that is credit to Chelsea. They've spent a lot of money, but they've spent it relatively well. They've bought younger players, project players, and those players seem to have worked so far. Let's see how Chelsea's official lineup for Enzo Maresca's side is, knowing the man to keep points there, of course, is got to be Cole Palmer. So Enzo Maresca's side with a storming start to the season, undefeated in the opening 11 or 12 games of the Premier League season. That we are certainly not. In goal for Chelsea starts Petrovic, who's back from his loan at Strasbourg. It's Disasi, Fofana, Adebayo and Kukurea, the back four. Caicedo, Panos Palacios, Palmer, Madueke and Zacchini supporting Jonathan David up top. They have lots of options as well on the bench. Marmoush back out towards Xavi. Onto Frimpong, back to Xavi again. Xavi, Frimpong. Xavi creates space for himself one more time. Edison hits one, he didn't really catch that one, the Brazilian. Wanted to go with the right foot actually, he went with the left. Right into the defender is Jonathan David. City under pressure here on the counter from Chelsea. Madueke, great touches. Trouble here. Madueke, brilliant save by Costa. Well, one-on-one situations. He's certainly brilliant at those, and he has to be, doesn't he? Diaz here. Right again towards Xavi. He's not sure who to mark here. Frimpong's got away. Frimpong pulls it back to Haaland here, flying in. Marmoush picks it up, but Haaland's dived in for it. The referee told him it's a foul. Well, he's going for that Erling Haaland without a doubt. Back to Savinho. It's a poor pass from Edison. That area didn't need to do that. Cole Palmer. Here's Zacchini. Jonathan David, ball behind towards Madueke again here. Madueke and Nathan Ake with some brilliant defending. Disasi, the captain. Madueke. Can't get caught on our heels here, but we do. Madueke. Cross from Ake into David. Ake can't make the challenge. From behind to Madueke once again. And chance for David and save at near post by Costa. Well, they've had the chances. I don't think we've had a shot yet on Petrovic's goal, despite dominating possession. Guardiola in towards Edison here. Edison drives away. Xavi. Frimpong. Oh, it's really poor from Jeremy Frimpong. They counter Chelsea again here. Cole Palmer. Diaz smashes Palmer. And off comes Jonathan David. Body's trying to stay with him, and David goes to goal from a mile out. Cole Palmer. Frimpong dives in, takes him out. We can make change here. Frimpong's had a slow game, a poor game. And he's got a red card. Wow. Really? That's a red card challenge. The referee genuinely believes that's a red card challenge there by Jeremy Frimpong. There's no way. There is no way that is a red card from Jeremy Frimpong. He just clips his ankles. How is that a red card? That might be a 3-game suspension, but it wasn't for anything aggressive or nasty. Or why is our subs not coming on, though? That is the question, isn't it? Edison. Into Marmouche. Xavi. City nick something here. Ball through to Marmouche here. City could nick something here. Marmouche! City could nick something here. 1-0 at Stamford Bridge with 10 men. And Omar Marmouche scores for Manchester City. An assist for Xavi, who's coming off. Chelsea, the league leaders, could be about to lose their first game of the season. And they would lose it against 10 men. Will my changes come on now? Well, they let me make changes after all that messing around. 4 changes. Simmons, Haaland had to come off. So we've lost the man to hold the play up. Because they wouldn't let me take him off. They wouldn't let me play on without taking him off. So stupid. Vardiol, Doku. Edison. Into Doku, against the Sarsi. Oh, Doku, that's poor. Adweke on the side here. Vardiol not with him. Adweke. A bit of a smash and grab for City this today if we win this. Balls to Palmer. Cole Palmer! Rolls it. Costa. Get away with one there, City. The Sarsi, the captain. Nicholas Jackson, he's going to score. What a miss by Jackson at the end there. I expected him to score. I was so... My head's gone at the end there a little bit. With them not letting me change what I needed to change. 1-0 win away at Chelsea. A clean sheet for City with 10 men. We somehow beat them. But Jeremy Frimpong is going to miss now a game or maybe even 3 games for a challenge that was never a red card. Chelsea's first defeat of the season. The league leaders beaten by Manchester City. 2 days after that Chelsea game with a side possibly very tired. We're thrown back into it with the Champions League action. Match day 5 of the Champions League. We're currently second place on 10 points and looking for automatic qualification. We come up against 11th place Real Madrid away at Santiago Bernabeu. Is this revenge time for when they knocked us out last season? I hope so, but I'm not entirely confident. Well, this Real Madrid team haven't been doing amazing in the Champions League this season, but I mean, look at that side. Vini, Mbappe, Rodrigo, Bellingham, Tchouaméni, Valverde, midfield 3. Camavinga can come in from the bench. John McGinn, strangely enough, this time for them. Raul Asensio is there. Endrick, Diamande, Carvajal, Saliba, Upamecano and Fran Garcia is the back line. Wow. Courtois in goal. That centre-back partnership is lethal as well. I'm scared. I'm scared of what they could do to us today. So tactically, we're going to change things up against Real Madrid. The intention is to try and not get beat by so many. We have changed things up completely. Costa will start in goal. It's going to be Kusanov, Ake, not in there, Akanji, Diaz and Vardy on the back for Ake. Drops down to the bench with Frimpong, Cambiasso, Wharton. Rodri, the captain in the midfield with Nico and Edison in a 3. With Marmouche and Foden playing very narrow alongside Erling Callum. No Simmons, no Doku, no Savini, no Bob, but all there to make the impact. The intention is that we play a certain way. We play narrow in that front line. We try and find Haaland with the ball in behind. And we keep things tight at the back. And a draw here today would be a good result for us. But 3 points on the break, on the counter maybe, also would be good as well. The intention is to keep the ball, but to keep things tight. We need to... The way we play in that 4-2-4 is great for most games. But I think away in the Champions League, I am going to sort of try and develop a sort of pragmatic Pep Guardiola tactic that can just help us more defensively in those Champions League away games, where City need to keep possession more and keep it tight and try and not concede a goal. And this is a nice trial run against a big side like Real Madrid. Well, this is a rerun of last year's qualifying knockout game. Manchester City versus Real Madrid here at the Santiago Bernabeu, where Manchester City were beaten by 3-1. A late goal from Nico was a consolation, and it was a hat-trick from a very, very good Kylian Mbappe. Real Madrid today played City off the park. City made a very early mistake, didn't they? A long ball over the top, which cost us early on. And City were so poor. That front line is still the same. Mbappe, Vinicius and Rodrigo. They still have got Valverde, Bellingham and Tchouaméni in support. And they've got even stronger defence now, with Upamecano and Saliba forming a Frenchman partnership at the back with pace, power, creativity from the back passing range. I mean, Saliba's probably not as good on the ball as Upamecano. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But yeah, this Real Madrid team has got superstars all over the field. And I am worried we could be in for a bad game today if we're not careful. That's why I've changed things, just to try and keep things a little bit more narrow and tight in those central areas. Give them space out wide, but give support to our players as well. So this is Carlo Ancelotti's official starting 11, captained by Fede Valverde, Endrick, Diamande, Brahim Diaz, former City man on the bench, Courtois in goal, Garcia, Saliba, Upamecano and Carvajal the back, for Tchouameni in that midfield there, with Bellingham and with Valverde, Rodrigo, Mbappe, Vinicius. What a crazy, crazy front three we're about to come up against. Our defence has to be on it. So Manchester City versus Real Madrid, kick-off underway. Can we get revenge? Probably not. Can we put in a good performance? Hopefully so. Bellingham plays in Vinicius right early on here. And Akanji with a foot in. An early chance for Real Madrid. I mean, they scored very early on, didn't they, against City? Pretty much from kick-off. Raul Asensio over the top. Onto Mbappe. Bad defending by City on the day. Cano's there. Valverde blocked away by City. Vardiol's onto Haaland. There could be a counter opportunity for City here. Haaland. Marmouche. Support's not really come. Marmouche. Into Foden. Back into Marmouche here. Played well. Ederson against Dani Carvajal. Into Marmouche. Across the box into Haaland and Upamecano tackles him. Falls back to Haaland and they get it away. Do Real Madrid just. Pressing from Phil Foden here. Gets a foot in there and Dani Carvajal. Good pressing by Phillips behind for a throw-in. Valverde. Rodrigo down the line to Mbappe. So quick, these opposition players. Mbappe. Skip past one. Vinicius Jr. It's blocked away by Diaz behind for a corner. They're just so quick. I mean, the only way to combat is to buy some really quick defenders in the transfer market, because you can't do anything about this. Header here into the hands of Diogo Costa. Tells his team just to calm things down a little bit. Tried to absolutely smash him if we could have done. All forward to Mbappe. Akanji right in the back there. Akanji out of position. There's Fran Garcia. He's quick, but he's not as quick as the others, but he's running through here. Fran Garcia. Ruben Diaz and killing Mbappe. What a save by Costa. And away by Akanji. And long by Nico. What a save by Costa there. Marmouche spins Dani Carvajal. Brilliant from Omar Marmouche, and he's away here from Dani Carvajal. Marmouche, there's trouble here for Real Madrid. Marmouche. Onto Haaland. Haaland with a strike here, blocked by Saliba. Straight into Mbappe again here. Valverde. Diaz, great challenge. Oh, Mbappe gets the better of him. Gets a bit lucky, really. Mbappe! Costa again, he's there. Killing Mbappe should have two. Diogo Costa's foiled him twice, and here's Kusanov. Oh, he's given it away. He's not a full-back, he's made a mistake there. And he's put us in a big bit of trouble, Vinicius Jr. Mbappe. Mbappe into this roof of the net. And over the bar. Kusanov can't be doing that. And Kusanov gets it away, back to Vinicius. Mbappe off the crossbar by killing Mbappe. He's had 4 or 5 chances here. One of the best goalkeepers in world football. A lot of money he's cost City. City give it away again. Rodrigo, Mbappe. Vinicius once more. Another save by Costa. And away by Rodri. City have lost all touch on this game. They've given it away again and they've got to get to half-time here. Vinicius. Rodrigo. Save again by Costa. Into Joško Vardiol. Foden. In behind to Marmouche here. Omar Marmouche right to Courtois! Oh, nearly goes in off the defender. Haaland. Into Marmouche. Upamecano makes a challenge on him. Oh, through to Haaland here. Erling Haaland at the Bernabeu. Erling Haaland should score. What a save, Courtois. Standing off him. Mbappe. Into Vinicius. He's away from Diaz. Vinicius Jr. Kusanov. Brilliant defending by Aboukadir Kusanov there. Upamecano. Tchouameni. Where'd they go? Valverde. Back inside. And behind here to Mbappe! They do score. 1-0 Real Madrid. They finally find him in behind. He's had plenty of chances today killing Mbappe. We rode our luck in the first half. The ball by Rodrigo in behind there. Where's Kusanov? I don't know. And killing Mbappe scores. And that might just be Real Madrid coming away with a win here. Marmouche. Marmouche. That's Dani Carvajal. Like he's not there, Mamouche. 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 Back to Haaland. Vardiol! Ho-ho! Joško Vardiol from fullback scores and equalises. 1-1. Massive goal from Joško Vardiol. Wow. Who'd have thought that? Who saw that coming? A Vardiol goal at the Bernabeu. Back to Haaland. Shots blocked and it falls to Vardiol. First time striking the right foot. Off the post and in way. Loves the goal away against Real Madrid. Fantastic strike first time off the post and in. No chance of Thibaut Courtois. Manchester City 1, Real Madrid 1. And a big goal from Joško Vardiol. Control to the opposition here. Foden. Play from Tchouaméni. Foden to Mamouche. And Mamouche is off. And Mamouche. And Mamouche at the Bernabeu. And a save again by Courtois. Here's Savinho. Foden. Wide to Savinho here. Trouble for Real Madrid. Savinho. Savinho in. What a ball. Haaland at the Bernabeu. Oh, what a save by Courtois. That's incredible. What a save by Thibaut Courtois. Should score. Yeah, he has to score there, Erling Haaland, really. Rodri. Foden. Right-footed cross in. Haaland is there. Courtois punches away. And Bellingham beats Foden to it. And they counter 2-on-1 here at the end of the game here. And Bellingham across to Vinicius or Rodrigo it is. And Kusanov is getting back here. And Kusanov can't stop it. And now can Diaz. And it falls to Mbappe! And Real Madrid score in the last minutes. And it's absolutely crushing. I can't believe it. Real Madrid have done it. Hang on. Hang on. Is Mbappe off? What's gone on here? No goal. Mbappe was offside. Kylian Mbappe was offside. Full time goes. A 1-1 draw. We'll take it. We should have won that game. They could have won that game as well. I mean, Diogo Costa, I'd be interested to see how many saves he made, especially in that first half. A draw at the Bernabeu we'll take. But we've shown we can compete with Real Madrid now. Last season we couldn't. We were nowhere near them. This year, we feel a whole lot closer. That man, he was fantastic. A tale of two goalkeepers being amazing today. My man of the match was Diogo Costa, of course, with his performance today. 13 shots again against, 7 shots on target, 6 saves. Erling Haaland only a 7.2. And for Real Madrid, Mbappe gets man of the match. Courtois only gets a 7.1. 8 shots against, 5 shots on target, 4 saves. The save he made at the end against Haaland was unbelievable. 7.1 rating is very harsh. Well, after that smash and grab win against Chelsea in the Premier League, we actually find ourselves in the 12 Premier League games, top of the table now. A goal difference of plus 18, which is more than the sides around us in Chelsea and Arsenal, both on 27 points. All 3 of us on 27 points. We do lead purely on goal difference over Chelsea and Arsenal. Up next is 15th place Fulham, who find themselves in a poor position this season, not doing well at all. I mean, Leeds United, West Brom, Burnley down there as well. Wolves, Forest could be dragged into that relegation battle. I mean, Forest beat us in the opening day. Since then, they've only won 1 more game. But Fulham down there, having a poor season. We're going to simulate the game at home against them and see how we do. We should come away with a win. Well, Fulham at home, Manchester City come away with a 3-1 win. Rodri scores in the 31st minute. Savinho then he gets another one to make it 2. They did score after Wilson before half-time, but then Rico Lewis in the 79th minute got us the full win. Good performances from Rico Lewis, Rodri the captain, Savinho getting man of the match with an 8.3 rating in fact. Off their team though, captained by John Stones, he was substituted off after I think maybe even an injury. And this month's Manager of the Month is Pep Guardiola. 9 wins, 3 draws and 1 loss in 13 games so far in the Premier League. Pep Guardiola has impressed them this month with our performances. I mean, beating league leaders Chelsea, their first defeat of the season, shows how good we've actually started to become. So back down to second in the Premier League as we're going to our final game of today's episode. On 30 points with 3 points to put us back top. We're clearly one of the best sides actually going forward. 34 goals scored, and we are one of the best sides defensively as well. I mean, Villa only conceded 13, but the sides at the top, Chelsea and Arsenal, both conceded 14 like us. Our goal difference is way ahead. We end the episode today with a game away to St James's Park we go against the current Carabao Cup holders, Newcastle United. This is how we go with against Newcastle today. Diogo Costa will start in goal. It's Frimpong, Kusanov, Diaz and Cambiasso, the back 4. Captain Rodri partners Adam Walton for the first time in the midfield 2. Xavi on the right, Doku on the left, and Haaland and Mamouche up top. On the bench we've got Bob, Savinho, Foden, Nico, Ederson, Vardiol, Ake, Rico Lewis and Stefan Ortega. Strong side, and I've gone for real 2 passes in that midfield today in Rodri and Wharton to really pass the game away from Newcastle. St James's Park, one of the best atmospheres in the Premier League you will find at this ground. You've got, I don't know, is it 50,000 they seat in St James's Park? Real passionate Geordie football fans who want everything from their side. They want them to give it their best every single time, give their all and leave it all on the pitch in every game. And the Newcastle players certainly have started to embody that, haven't they? The players they've signed, the midfield they have, is very difficult to come up against. Manchester City are in for a tough task today. I genuinely do believe we could be in for a really difficult game against Newcastle. But if City do perform to the level which we can do, which I expect of this City team, then we'll have no problems in coming away as winners here at St James's Park. There is the captain, Bruno Guimaraes, a player we were heavily interested in. Never actually made the move for in the end due to big transfer fees demanded by Newcastle, and there's so much to do in the City side that making the move for Bruno Guimaraes, paying the big money for him, that wouldn't allow us to make moves elsewhere. So we didn't make the move for Bruno Guimaraes, and in the end we went and moved for Ederson of Atalanta, who was out of contract at the end of the year. He was much cheaper, but I think Guimaraes obviously is the better player. Maybe he hasn't got the same engine that Ederson has. This is the Newcastle side we come up against then, who've continued to invest, haven't they, in their team. So starting goal is Nick Pope. It's the back four of Livramento, Botman, De Vrij and Andy Robertson. Larson, captain Guimaraes, and Sandro Tonali midfield 3. Ryan Cherki, Alexander Isak and Anthony Gordon. A very exciting looking front 3. 3 with him. Manush White to Frimpong. Jeremy Frimpong here. Frimpong. Oh, passing the box here by Frimpong. He's down. It's a penalty for City. Well, it's a bit of a soft one, that one, I thought. Bruno Guimaraes, the captain, gives it away. He goes in to block the pass from Frimpong, who's roll it to the box out and Wharton. And if he does find Wharton, I think we score there. Guimaraes takes him out. Eddie Howe's not happy about it. And it's an early penalty for Manchester City. And Erling Haaland to take it. And Erling Haaland off the post. Missed by Haaland. And Isak leads the counter. And Isak here and a save by Costa behind for a corner. I can't believe Erling Haaland's missed the penalty. Out wide towards Frimpong. Simons. Frimpong. Great touches. Back to Haaland. Out to Mamouche, who drags his shot on the left foot wide. Kristanov into Frimpong. Xavi. Past Guimaraes by Xavi. Simons here. Xavi. Doku. Mamouche. Xavi. In behind here. Haaland on the volley. Drags it wide. Cambiasso. Wide towards Frimpong. Xavi. Frimpong. Onside. Frimpong. Cross in. Haaland with the acrobatics and a save by Nick Pope behind for a corner. As Larson turns. Omar Mamouche here. Across to Cambiasso. Cambiasso up to Haaland. Down to Simons. Back through to Haaland here. Haaland this time! Haaland this time does score. And right at the stroke at half-time, City have the lead. An assist for Xavi again. I'd like to know how many assists he's got this season because he's starting to build upon that. He's coming to replace Kevin De Bruyne. One of the key parts of that is scoring goals, but obviously getting assists, creating chances. That's a good bit of play by Cambiasso into Haaland. Uses muscle really well. Used the long ball. And it's a good finish by Erling Haaland. Across the goalkeeper after a few chances there, a missed penalty. This time, he steps up, through with the goalkeeper, and he just put it in the back of that Erling Haaland for his 16th in the Premier League this season now. And that will just announce the half-time whistle. City 1, Newcastle 0. We need to keep possession better in that second half. Not in our own half, but in and around the Newcastle box. Here's Jeremy Frimpong. In towards Haaland here. Haaland didn't really make the gamble across the near post there, unfortunately. Or the far post. Not allow him to get away with it. Here's Robertson. Into Anthony Gordon. Gordon. Put Isak in the middle. Isak with a thumping header off the bar. Back to him and through Costa and a goal. That comes from absolutely nothing. From absolutely nothing there. Isak with a thumping header off the bar. Comes back to him. The defence is out of the way and he puts it through the legs of Costa and in for 1-1. So frustrating to concede a goal like that. And it's a goal that comes from nothing. From absolutely nothing. I've got to get Doku off, I think. He's been really poor. I think I've got to get Haaland off at this rate. The way he's performing. A ball through here towards Isak. Ruben Diaz across. Isak! Gets onto that right foot, puts it wide. Changes to be made here. City are struggling. Doku's coming off. And we're going to get on Phil Foden. I'm going to get Savinho on. Bernabeau, she's been quiet today as well. Really poor pass by Wharton there. Over top. Diaz is all day long. He actually sets up Newcastle. Ryan Cherky there. How can you get a worse header than that? Kasanov across the Cherky, can't stop him. Isak, who's got great feet, pulls it to Hugo Larsson. Big save, back to Gordon, 2-1 Newcastle. Terrible from Manchester City. Absolutely terrible at the back. Good save by Costa, back to Gordon. He whips into the roof of the net. 2-1 Newcastle. And only ourselves to blame here. Savinho, great touches. Savinho. Cross him. Haaland across the box again. He's been crap, Erling Haaland. He's been so bad. Kusanov, done by Isak here. Just dink him. Saved by Costa. But there's nothing there. Full-time whistle goes. We end the episode with a disappointing, embarrassing and crap, poor, useless performance against Newcastle there, away from home. A lot of those players didn't show any interest today. Weren't good enough. And Erling Haaland, that's a shameful performance from the striker. Thanks for watching. Please like the video if you're not already. Please subscribe to the channel if you are new. It looks like it's going to be a very difficult title race. It looks like it's going to be a very difficult Champions League campaign. Everything is going to be a real test this season. We'll see you guys next time.